Hello there, my name is Brittany, and today we'll be talking about birth defects and Pokemon. Weird subject, I know. Ever since I was young, I loved Pokemon and I loved playing the games, even though I really wasn't good at them and I really only collected the cards because they looked cool and had Pokemon on them. I didn't know how to play the game at all. My favorite games when I was younger, I believe were Pokemon Arena, mostly the games that, like the play side games that you would play, and Hey You Pikachu. I really liked Hey You Pikachu. My brother and sister and I would spend most of our bedtime night routines actually playing these games until my mom would put us to bed, and then we'd sneak it still, because we're bad children. But even so, with the continuous amount of Pokemon that are coming out, I've gathered favorites over the years, and most of them are water types, the evolutions, and a few legendaries like Lugia, Kyogre, and Celebi, Suicune, Manaphy, all that jazz. But among them all, my favorite Pokemon is still to this day this is my drumroll sound effect because I'm too lazy to find one. Dragonite. I freaking love this dopey-eyed looking dragon. He's so cute. I need that dragon in my life right now. But because I have a favorite, ultimately means I have a least favorite Pokemon. And that Pokemon, which leads us into our side story, is... Yeah, I'm still lazy. Just put up with it. Okay? Psyduck. I don't like Psyduck. But the reason for my dislike for this Pokemon mostly stems from something that I relate to with this Pokemon. Now, my dislike for this Pokemon is mostly because I share a similarity with it in the beginning of my life. You see, Psyduck constantly has a headache for most of its basic evolutionary life due to its psychic abilities. It literally psychics too much that it hurts itself. And as soon as I learned this, I looked at Psyduck in a very negative and yet sympathetic light. It's okay, buddy. I feel your pain. You see, why I sympathize with Psyduck mostly is because when I was born, I had a rare birth defect called basilar invagination. And for those of you out there who just said, "What the heck is that?" Well, I'll tell you. It's a semi-rare and serious spinal birth defect that happens in the womb while the fetus is starting to develop. Though often the fetus, as soon as this defect is discovered, is either terminated or the baby is delivered via C-section, depending on how far along. However, in my case, I was fully developed and they didn't know I had this defect and didn't discover it until much later. However, according to my doctors that I've heard explain this to me, my spine was in my skull, sitting on my brainstem. Now, why this relates to me and Psyduck is because regularly I would get migraines. Imagine that. A baby with a migraine. My mom thought I was possessed at one point. It wasn't until I was 2 years old and my mom had gotten into a car crash where both of us had to be rushed into the hospital and x-rayed that they found out, uh-oh, your spine isn't working right. It's in your skull. But we'll get into those gory details another time. But to wrap it up, this is why I sympathize with Psyduck, because he too has constant migraines. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if anyone else out there have this defect or know the feeling of chronic migraines, let me know in the comments. But I'll see you in the next video, and I don't have an outro like everybody else does, so... Sorry.